Great. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to ACRL live stream. Fourth race of the season. We are live now from Donington Park. We started qualifying for the fourth race of the season here in Donington Park. Circuit in England. It's actually a mod track. And well, qualifying is started. We are doing a 20-minute qualifying session. We're going to see who's in pole for the race. After the qualifying session. So how it's going in our league? Well, very midfield. We have some guys on top. Right now, Nicky Jakovic is leading the standings with an 11-point advantage over Wizard, who has also the same amount of points as Tony. 24 points, so 11 points in front of Nicky Jakovic, and behind him there are a bunch of people with almost similar amount of points, like Monolith, AJ, X-Weight and Thomas, and the rest of the field is following them. So let's see what's going to happen for qualifying today. So what are the expectations here? Well, we've seen this week that there are few people who are looking to be very quick on this track. Petrolhead doing great times in practice before the race, and we know from previous results also that Nicky Jakovic has got pole position for the first 3 races, so we can expect some fast times from him as well. Everybody is on track now, starting the first lap times. Nicky Jakovic is in front, leading the field. In the first couple laps. Let's see what's going to happen. Go to Terry, Sile. Broke my arm last week, so I can't drive. So that's why I'm doing the commentary this week. We're together with TK, who's doing camera work today. Let's see if we can give you some great coverage of this race. Nicky Jakovic coming right up the last turn. We're going to see some good lap times. We know that Nicky Jakovic and also Petra have been doing low 2060s in practice. I have to see what they will be doing. The first banker lap of Nicky Jakovic is at 27.3. Interesting. Monolith is doing 27.4 right behind him. And there we see other people getting times in. So many people are braking already. Get back to the pits for a second stint. Oh, Petrolhead has beat the time of Nicky Jakovic's first bank lap is at 27.0. 3 tenths quicker than the time of Nicky Jakovic. So we know from these cars that these rough tires won't last very long. Last time at Spa-Francorchamps, it was very hard to even get a decent qualifying lap in on the super softs, because after 2 laps these tires are totally wasted. This track is a little bit shorter, so we won't have as much trouble here as they had in Spa with putting in some qualifying laps. So probably only 1 lap is going to work out for most guys. Get a good lap in. Jakovic and also many of the other guys already started their second qualifying stint. We have a very interesting first 3 races of the season, and in the midfield is all very tense. On qualifying, that Nicky Jakovic was first in all 3 qualifying sessions, but behind him it's a very tense battle between a few guys. It's a shame that Wolfgang isn't joining us today, because he's a very fast driver also here. He's probably at Le Mans. Nissan drivers supporting them and for them. Of course, we saw a great Le Mans race last 24 hours. Win by the Corsa team. Finally, they got the win of Le Mans. GT Pro category. Very hard fight with the Ferraris. Very hard fight with the Aston Martins, but all the Aston Martins got into trouble. So, and in the end, also the Ferrari had to serve a penalty. So they pulled a good gap over them and they got back on them. Congratulations to them for their victory. And now we will see what will happen here today. So you guys have been doing some interesting qualifying paces this week. We also expect very dense midfield with like Twizzler, Megadeth, Albert Sultan, it's always very fast. And X-Way, of course, and GT Fire, AJ Jordan. You can already see there's the very close battle going on in the midfield. Waffle having driven it 24/7, and there's Nicky Jack, which with a big improvement. Driving the first 26 of the day, the 26.6. One on his right behind him is just not improving his time. And we see also GT Fire putting in a high 27. But there are already 3 people in the 24/7s, the 27.4s, and also 3 people in the 27.5. So you can see it's a very, very tense and tight battle between the guys in the midfield. That's what we can also expect in the race. It's more about who can get their things together and hold the car on track than about just driving away and win the race. It's going to be very hard for most drivers in the midfield. So what can we expect from Petrolhead? Petrolhead has also been doing great times over the last few weeks. Driving in the open wheels league. Also on course for a win there, but he spun out 2 times. And well, we know from him he's improved his pace from last season. Getting better. But now he just together in the race and try to get the results in finally, because potential is definitely there. Megadeth was having some trouble as well. Was racing against him there, and well, he seemed to be having a difficult race. We had a little incident there. Wasn't a big deal, but I see that he was struggling hard. I also had a very difficult race there. Well, tires were going off, and I got damaged in the first lap, so that was a bit of a shame. So let's see who are on track now to put in some good laps. Nicky Jakovic is starting a lap again. And well, you can also see from my team, NHR Noble House Racing, Nismo Racing Team, of course. Nissan's X08 is driving at 28.2 now. Oh, he can improve his lap. Ready to start a new lap now, but the field is really bunching up. In the first sector we see Twizzler, Team AJ, Robel and X08 following each other through the first section of the track. So let's talk a bit more about this track, Donington Park. It will be very interesting track to race on. First corner, you have to take care about the pit lane exit. You may want to use the exit to get a faster entry into the first lane, but that's not allowed. We'll keep a close eye on that. First corner is a tight right-hander. And we go into a sweeping section downhill to a very fast right-hander. And one of the big problems of this track is the curb zones. A problem of Assetto Corsa in general. Curbstones are very, very icy. You want to avoid them, and also on this very fast right-hander, it's got to experience it last year in the race. I spun out on the curb and on the right side into the wall and wrecked my car, so you really don't want to hit the curbs there that way. And it's a sweeping section uphill again on the left side for two very fast right-handers, and actually on the first right-hander you really want to keep the inside. You're going too wide there, you will lose a lot of time. You don't have any traction. And also that curbstone Omega that's posting this week, it's very slippery. Then we go to a blind right corner, right-hander, very fast one, and we sweep up the long straight, the back straight, up to this very interesting chicane. There's been a lot of question about the last chicane, how to drive this chicane. Chicane is very prone to cutting. We'll keep a very close eye on people not cutting the chicane, keeping all of their wheels, or these two wheels, on the track. They cannot go any way other through these turns. Also will be a very interesting point for overtaking on this track, because there are not many straights here, and this might be a point where people could, especially at the end when the tires will go off, they could probably overtake someone else. After the chicane we have a short straight up to a very tight hairpin. Downhill braking, so you really need to take care of your braking point, not locking your brakes. And then we are heading up to the final turn, which is also a difficult one to get right. It's uphill with a blind entry, blind braking point. You don't want to overshoot it because you will lose a lot of time entering the pit straight. Just have to get everything right on this track. I hope that the moderators will not have much work after the race about people cutting the chicanes, because there will be time penalties if people cut the chicanes too many times, and also downhill at the downhill section. Too much grass and win a lot of time. So let's see how we're doing on times. Everybody is setting their laps, but they're not really improving this moment. Like the track is not improving in any way. Nicky Jack, which is going through the chicane right now here with Tony. He's ready to put in a new lap. So how we're doing right now, situation, Nicky Jakovic is leading the pack with a 26.6. Then we have Petrolhead improving right now to a 26.8. Going out for a new stint. And we see Twizzler 27.1. We get a whole bunch of people very close together. Waffle, Monolith, and also Tony put in the time 27.4. Actually, Monolith and Tony have put in exactly the same time. But apparently Monolith has put the time earlier, so he will get this place right now. And then we see that Tuomas and Albert Sultan and Megadeth put in a 27.5. Then we get a bunch of people. AJ, Kade, GTO and X08 are in the high 27 range. Having the left Tame Razor Child. And Berg. He is in 16th place right now, and Robel 28.9 in 17th place. So many people going again along row of cars heading to the first sector. Twizzler is having problems in the first corner. Apparently, he's going really slow there. Put in a new lap. We have 5.5 minutes left, so there's not much time left to get the laps in. Ruby to the last turn. Start a new lap. Maybe he's putting in a time now. Yes, he improved to a 26.9. That's great. That's a great time from him. Third place right now, and he has time to improve once again. So he's up for a Definitely a good position. Megadeth is coming in over start finish now to maybe improve his time. Well, he didn't. He did it. Yes, he improved. 27.1. That's 3/10 faster. Right behind Twizzler, only 1/1000 between them now. Nick Jakovic putting in a time, which is also a little bit quicker. No, he's starting his new lap right now. AJ putting in a 28.8. Yes, not faster than his best. Opel also not improving on his time. There's EXO coming by, trying to get in a new lap. They're starting his lap now while others are driving out of the pits to get a new lap in. There's a big bunch of people going again through the first sectors and everybody is making space. Themselves. We have room.
User joined your channel.
Hello, gentlemen.
Quicker times. Hello.
Could I request that one of you, just before the qualifying ends, that you leave so that you can catch the replay and store it so that we can check for corner cutting? We've discussed
yes,
it
I will save it.
before.
Yeah, we already. Already. How do you say it?
Already planned on it.
Welcome to do it. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Good. See you.
User left your channel.
So, where are we at? Megadeth, Petrol, right behind each other, going to the chicane up to the last turn. Everybody's starting their fast laps now. Oh, it's Tony in front and Nick Jakovic following right after him. Are people going to improve a bit? Twizzler's putting in a 27.6, which is faster than his fast time. Actually, 5/10 of a second too slow. And he must be really fast. I think his qualifying is over. Twizzler is done. GTO and Lurk and Tame have stopped. There's no time for them to get on track again, so we have to see improvements from other guys to have a change in the grid. Right now it's still Nicky Jakovic leading in front of Petrolhead. Ruby in third place. We see some improvements. It's actually coming up to the straight. He starts his qualifying lap, final attempt. Here we go. Ruby following Nicky Jakovic. Jakovic following Ruby. They start their final qualifying attempts to improve one last time on their times. And Nicky Jakovic has a 3/10 advantage right now over Petrol, so there has to be a big improvement for some guys. Get Nicky Jakovic off his 4th pole in a row, which would be an incredible result, of course, from him. We're discussing this about giving people points for pole position next season, but this year there are no points, so... Oh, Nicky Jakovic is going off. Nicky Jakovic has spun out in the fast right-hander I was talking about, and he's done. He's done, so we have to see if other guys can improve then. Interesting. We have only a few people left. Nicky Jakovic is going out again, but that's useless because qualifying is about over. X-Wade can improve on his time. 28.1 is his time, 14th position. So we can only see Robel going to the last turn now for his final attempt. Goes going on the track once again, and we have also Tony coming up to the last turn. And Robel improves. Yes. He takes Lurk here. 16th place. There's Tony coming in, Is he going to take Petrolhead's time? Alright, this was qualifying. Well, I'm going now to save the replay file now. What's up? Okay, cool. Is it working a bit? Sure. Working a bit, or is it talking too much? Alright, now we'll join very quickly now. I've saved the replay, hopefully. Move it. Oh shit, I'm on the grid now, that's not good. Yeah, if I wait a few seconds, but I can't see shit. Yeah, here we go. Right, yeah, I can't do. Oh, here we go, there's the start of the race. Nicky Jakovic leading the pack away from Petrolhead. Here we go to the first corner, hopefully everything is going alright. Nicky Jakovic going to the first corner, there's a big crash between the two guys. Oh my god, what's happening there? Everybody has major damage. AJ Jordan, Waffle, Exawait is also in there. I see Kade, Monolith, there's a big damage probably for some guys. Big between a few guys. The whole pack has been split into two parts. This is really bad, this is really bad. Right, let's see what's happening in front of the field. Nicky Jakovic is leading the pack. Petrolhead is following, Ruby behind him, and Megadeth is 4th place already. Made up some great places here. Fire is leading there before Twizzler in second Crocodile. This is going really great for them. Nicky Jakovic braking for the first time for the chicane. There will be no restart, so people will have damage. Probably go to the pits. Oh my god. We have to see the replays of that one. Nicky Jakovic leading away from Petrolhead, and Tony Ruggiello. He qualifies in first and third place, first, second and third. And we have to see how this race will unfold. We know that lap times will be 27s high, maybe 27 low first lap, so 123. And GTO Fire is really having to defend against Twizzler on the main straight. And also Lurk. Oh, GTO Fire, what's happening? Stopping on the straight. He's probably having. Oh, he's disconnected. Oh, he's in the pits. Well, that's a shame for him. He was driving in a great position. Probably had some trouble. Alright, well, Twizzler is free to go and pick up his pace to attack back. He's in the second Crocodile, following the first Crocodile. Trying to catch up with them. Oh, people are going very wide through the very fast right-hander. X8 is lying in place now, which is the final point here. Nicky Jakovic leading away from Petrolhead on the back straight, coming up to the chicane. Jakovic already pulling a little bit of a gap. And Petrolhead and Ruby Megadeth following closely. So Twizzler has now to pick up the pace, and we're going to see the first lap times here when they come past the start to finish straight. Happening. Lap time Nicky Jakovic buying 27.6. immediately in the 27s. Yeah, we know he is so quick on race pace. It's a shame that Wolfgang is not here today. Also, Janssen, no, he's also in the second league, I know. Especially Wolfgang, he's also very quick. Could have been a great fight with him as well. Championship. So who can attack Jakovic today? Hopefully Petrohead can keep up with him. He was driving at 28.1 I think in the first lap. I have to wait and see. There's a yellow flag. Someone went off. It's Albert Sultan. Spun in the first corner. Albert Sultan, what happened? He's off. Not looking good. He's waiting for everybody, it seems. No, he's not moving anymore. I don't know what happened, but he's out. Oh, Accelerator is also out. Maybe they hit each other. I don't hope so. Maybe very well possible they hit each other. Now in 15th place. That's a shame. Missed that probably. So there's a big gap already between the first four guys. Megadeth is following right in the face of Ruby. Trying to catch up with him. And this really fast guys are in front now. It's already forming a second group. Four guys: Twister, Theme, Lurk and Robel. AJ is already pulling a bit of a gap. We see 28, low 28 for the guys up front. Nicky Jakovic, and Petrohead is closing in on Jakovic. Petrohead is really closing in on him. It's going to get interesting. He's really close. Jakovic. Obviously driving in the Mercedes against Petrohead and the Nissan. It's an interesting fight because they're very different cars. We know the Nissans are very heavy cars, but they are very strong on straight lines, and that's exactly where chances for Petrol lie here to overtake on the straight here. There we come again up to the chicane. Can Petrol do something here? Moving closer. Not really. Easily following Nicky. Not gonna drive away today and go for the easy win. This a long race. And I have to do 21 laps today. And right about finishing our fourth lap. Nicky Jakovic again at 27.9, also Petrel with 27.9, and actually Ruby is doing quicker times, 27.6, and he's giving a gap to Megadeth. Behind him there's Twister pulling a gap to the other three guys, and Twister's doing a 29.9. The other guys behind him actually not doing the bad times. It's Theme who's actually blocking the whole other group. They're bunching up, and actually Theme is going wide, and there is a move going on. We're trying to overtake here. Going into this difficult section. Oh, watch out, guys. Yes. Theme is going wide, and now Lure can go on the outside, overtaking him. He's in a good position now to outbrake him for the right-hander. And he's pulling the move. Great move by him. Wasn't the easiest move, but great action. A mistake from Theme in the first corner, and then only Lurk would take the position from him. Back to the front, we see Nicky Jakovic, Petrolhead bunching up, but Ruby actually catching up to the three guys. And Gadeth is losing a little bit of time here. Jakovic is coming in. Jakovic leading away for Petrol. Petrol is not really able to attack Jakovic yet. He has to take care of Ruby in his mirrors, because it's getting closer and closer to him. Twister is actually getting in a fight with Lurk, who really quickly put up with Twister. doesn't seem to have a perfectly balanced car today. Lurk is actually moving in. Maybe Twizzler has made a little mistake here, and actually J. Jordan is now overtaking Roble, the fast right-hander. A lot of action in the midfield going on. Monolith and GTO Fire are having a little bit of a fight, and we see that Axo8 in 10th place, no, in 14th place actually. Well, he's driving very lonely. Shame, I don't know what happened. It seems like they crashed into each other. Anyways, back to the front of the field. Jakovic still leading away. Have a look at the lap times again. Nick Jakovic putting in 27.8. Petrol's faster, 27.7. Times are really quick. Oh, and Petrol is really braking much later into the first corner. Like he's having great pace today. Tony Rubigello actually losing a little bit of time now behind the guys. Megadeth is really keep up with all the guys. Let's see if we're going down the back straight again. And Petrolhead, the right-hander, a little bit faster and pull the move here in the chicane. I haven't noticed any cutting yet, so everybody is doing very well to the rules. What a fight today between Jakovic and Petrolhead. This is, I hope, hopefully Petrolhead will keep it all together and not spin out this time. Great if Nick Jakovic fair and square. We were actually looking at Jakovic this week driving the race department BMW series. He was having a race there, he was driving in second position and he was spinning out, losing second place, finally ending up in third place, so he was having already a bit of trouble while being in a big fight. So it's very interesting to see if he will keep it together today. Clearly Petrol has the pace today to beat him. Matter of who makes the most or less mistakes. Going to the chicane again. Petrol, yeah, he's not really getting so close that he can pull a move off. But getting ever so close. Final section. Back in the midfield, there's a little fight going still between Twizzler and Lurk, but they are not so close, so there's no overtaking yet. Roble and AJ, GTO, Monolith are really closing up, bunching up here in the midfield. Interesting fight here, but I'm not really overtaking there. It's wait for someone to make a mistake. An eye on the first two guys. It seems like Jakovic put a little bit of a gap now. Maybe Petrol made a tiny mistake in the first corner. Have to see and close the gap again. Petrol's results from this year: he had a 6th place in Nürburgring, he had a 5th place actually in Imola, better, and a 10th place in Spa because he had some trouble. So great for him to get a win today, or 2nd place. He really jumped a lot of guys in the championship, and great for his championship ambitions in this season. Djakovic actually really wanting to win this one because he lost out last time against the number 3, Tony. They had a race, a very tight race. Right. Very tight race at Spa, but Nicky Djakovic did lose out on Ruby Jello. So we're going to have a fight. We're going to have a look at the fight between GTO and Monolith right now. And they're really bunching up. In midfield there's a big fight coming up from Theme until Tatala almost, but there's a real bunch up between GTO, Monolith, AJ and Robel. And GTO is having trouble out of the last corner and Monolith is getting up to his rear. Will be interesting going through this sweeping section downhill. He was taking the first corner. Well, let's Monolith will move back straight. Okay, he really has to close the gap now in GTO to pull out a slipstream. Monolith driving the BMW and GTO on the Nissan. Interesting fight between two manufacturers as well. Into the it's going wide. Yes, and Monolith. Oh, sorry, GTO is going wide. And Monolith is pulling right next to him. And you can pull the inside move. What's going to happen here? They leave enough room. Fair fight. GTO overshot his corner entry in the right-hander. Now Monolith is losing out on top speed again. And he has to pull over. And GTO again, but he's going much faster through the chicane. They're coming up to the hairpin now. See what will happen here. Can he outbrake him? He will go for the move. He put it inside. Yes, that's a very nice move from Monolith. Outbraking GTO in the hairpin. Great move. Pulling into 9th place. That's a point extra. Ooh, the last corner. Flipping and sliding there. Monolith keeps his position. That coming. Like GTO has a lot higher top speed, so on the straights have to pull a gap. So Monolith has to pull away now. Then sweeping sections where he needs a little bit more down. So that's a great move by Monolith. Let's see how they're doing up front. Djakovic leading still from front. Gap is staying the same basically, and Ruby has lost out a bit. I think it is grown. See what the lap times are going. We're having Nicky Djakovic doing a 27.5, but Petrolhead's putting in a 27.3. So Red closing in again on Djakovic's lap. And Megadeth is doing a 28.8, so he's really losing a second the lap now. Up with the guys in front. Only see also Tony Rubigello is probably getting a little with his tires right now. Well, we're doing the 12th lap of the race. Still 9 laps to go. Long race here. Really manage the tires. There's no pit stop still in GT3. Maybe for next season, we have a lot of discussion going on. Maybe have some longer races with some mandatory pit stops in it. Still not clear what will happen. Oh, and Petrolhead is going wide through the chicane. Oh, that's not good. He outbraked himself at the chicane and he's going straight through the gravel. Now Tony can close the gap to him a little bit. He will lose out on Jacko. Luckily, Petrol didn't spin out. It was his typical moment for him to spin out and ruin his race, but he didn't. Nicky Djakovic now has a little bit of an advantage over Petrol. He pulled the gap. He's going on it. Of course, Nicky Djakovic had this race here also in on the track with the BMW Cup, so he's got a little bit more racing practice in week. Official racing practice, of course. Going straight through action again up to the right-hander. Take care of the tires because this section you really need to grip. need the traction to not slide out or get trouble on the curb. Now we have some gaps in between Nicky Jakovic and Petrolhead, and between Petrolhead and Ruby. Keep an eye on the lap times to see if Petrolhead can restore from his mistake in the Shane last lap. Close the gap a little bit more. There's still 8 laps to go after this one, so there's time for Petrol to close the gap. Never know. Nicky makes another mistake. Makes a mistake. No, actually a fight coming up between Waffle and Exo8, and I think Exo8 actually pulled already the move on Waffle for 13th place, and he's now in 13th place. Putting in a little more effort, maybe Exo8 can get a point today. Still wonder what happened in the first part of the race. So let's see what's happening in the midfield. X-Straight, Theme, Monolith actually close the gap to Theme, and is really wanting to get a good result today. He can go 6. If he also overtake Theme, we'll have a place. Go still follow Monolith, and behind him AJ Jordan is also closing in, together with Tuomas closing the top. Could be in for an interesting fight in the last few laps. Yo is going very wide to the last corner. Probably trouble with his tires. It's a difficult corner. It's blind entry. Go over a crest, a little bit of a crest, and then, well, you just have to get your braking turning point right, otherwise you will lose a lot of time. It'll be interesting. Right up front, we can see Nicky Jakovic coming up to the hairpin again. And it seems like Petrolhead is unable to close the gap once again. See what the lap times are doing. To the last turn. Jakovic. That's 27.9 this lap, and Petrolhead actually 28.2, so he's not closing the gap. All plays in the hands of Nicky Jakovic in the race. Looking very good for a win today. Petrolhead has to take care that Ruby is not getting too close. Like a second position. Corsa is driving at a very lonely 5th place. This big group behind him. Crocodile going through the last turn. And we see that Monolith really bunched up now. Back of Theme, who's probably having trouble with his tires. Going a little bit wide to the first turn, Monolith closing in already. Track here, beautiful section, going downhill, uphill again. Bit like Spa-Francorchamps, but then just a little different, of course. So after this Donington, we still have 2 races left. One in Brands Hatch, here in Great Britain. Very race, and after that we will finish the season in Silverstone. Well, actually there will be a move down the chicane now. Monolith is really close to Theme. Will he outbrake him at the chicane? Yes. There you go. Theme is giving up the position, and also GT3 is going by. Yes, Theme. What's happening to Theme? Is he having some trouble with his car? It seems like his tires are really off, or he's just not willing to take the fight. That was a bit too easy. He was braking very early there to leave the guys by. Mono and GTO actually both in another place. Monolith now. GTO up 2nd. Now Tatel wants to put a move on Theme as well. Happening here. First corner. He's taking really wide lines to the first corner. He's slipping and sliding, and now Tatala is coming up to him. Yes, he has the inside line. Tatala, if he brakes well, he will get the move done. There we go. They're taking a good line, and another place for him as well. They're really losing out in this phase of the race. I wonder why that happens. Now AJ Jordan is getting very close to tame as well. Going down the back straight. He must be having trouble with his tires, and there's also AJ Jordan coming up to his rear. What's happening at the chicane? Will he outbrake him? No, it's not close enough now. Getting closer. We're going to up to the hairpin. Pull the move done. Yes, Tate is going very wide again, outbraking himself, and now AJ Jordan is right next to him. Getting a little bit of a better drive out of the chicane, out of the hairpin. Then we can keep position, but AJ Jordan is really on his tail now. Nice fighting here. You also see in the backfield that there's a big fight between Waffle and Robel going on. Robel actually came up to the rear of Waffle, and he now wants to overtake him. And Jakovic is coming up to them to overtake them. To lap them actually. Jakovic coming past start finish straight. 27.7 still on the 27s. Incredible times from him, while Petrol is in the 28s again. And the Ruby Jello, yeah, 28.000. That. Oh, let's see. Oh, what happened down in the back? AJ Jordan. AJ Jordan must have spun out. There's a big gap between him and Tamer. Accelerator, actually. Oh, also, are really in the fight for the last point here with AJ. Final point here, 10th position. AJ Jordan must have spun out somewhere. We missed that, and he lost position. And now AJ has Scad right on his tail, and he pulled a move. While Tamer is still losing a lot of time against group in front of him. Maybe also everybody bunch up for the last laps, and actually Jakovic now lapping Robel. Robel is losing out again on Waffle for this fight for the 13th place. Jakovic is going by, lapping Robel. It's looking all very good for Jakovic now. It doesn't seem that Petrol can keep up with him. And we're heading into the final three race, going into the first turn. Very close together now, and it might be interesting to see if Ruby can catch up with Patrol and attacking for second place. Well, let's see what's happening. Oh, let's see, there's a move going on between GTO and Tatala at the hairpin now. They are in a fight. There seems to be losing a little bit of pace. Prior to Monolith, who is pulling away. And also, right behind them in the hairpin, we see X-Wade really bunching up with Kade and AJ now. Oh, pulling the move. He's pulling the move. Kade. Gonna work. Right next to each other up to the last turn. This is close, this is very close racing, but X-Wade seems to be pulling the move. Watch out for the curves. Right on the inside line, he's on the good position here to outbrake Kade in the first turn. Yes, there we go. Pulls down the move. Place. Interesting things going on here. The final stages of the race. Back to the fight between Joe Fire and Tatala for 7th place. Heading up to the chicane. And GTO Fire hold on to his 7th place, or is Tatala going to take it from him? He's going much better to the chicane. GTO Fire having a bit of trouble. These tires are going off very well, and he's taking a very narrow line here. Getting next alongside him. And we're heading up for the final turn. Going very well, trying to undercut him and get a better run on the down straight. While actually there's a crash between AJ and X08. X08 hit AJ and he spun out and got a move in the last turn. But yeah, that's not good. I think X08 was on the inside and AJ on the outside, and AJ got a hit on the rear. And he spun around, and AJ lost 2 places. That's not looking very good. It can be my position if it was taken from someone, but we have to see the replays. And now X-Ray is pulling the move from Kade for 10th place. Or they're still in a fight down the hill. Fast right-hander. Have to wait and see till after the race if that was a fair move or there was somebody doing something wrong. But the final point as it stands now is going to be for NHR Racing X08. And still Tatala and Theme are in a fight now, and there was a touch there, there was something going on. Tatala actually going through the gravel, and Theme is now pulled a little bit of a gap. There was some action on the braking. That as well, I don't know. But also there was some unfair battling going on. We have to see the replays from that as well. Anyways, we're heading up for the finish. Sorry? Oh really? Oh, we're up for the finish now, so here we go. Jakovic is coming up to this turn. Take it, victory. Oh, and what happened? Tony spun off, I think. Wow. Well, anyways, Nicky Jakovic coming over the line for his victory. A 4th victory, a 2nd victory actually this year. Nice points for him. Petra taking place with final lap 28.5. Congratulations to him. And actually, Megadeth will take 3rd place. We missed that in all the action that was happening, but Ruby probably spun out, and Megadeth is taking the podium, the final podium spot here. Great points for him also. Nice job, Ruby, and finishes the race in his 4th position. Now we have to wait until Twitter finishes his race in 5th. Come to the final turn. Wow, what an action in the last laps. We really have to take a look at that again. Twitter finishing his lap is in 5th place. Great job for him. Monolith 6th place, well done. Great moves in GTO. Joe here taking the maximum result today, I think. 7th place, nice job. And Theme and Atala coming up here. I think we will have a bit of discussion about the move there on the chicane in the last lap. Last lap. Now X8 is coming over the line for his 10th position, and the final finishes had AJ taking his 12th place. Disconnecting Tony is now immediately. Waffle happening to Waffle. Oh, he's going very slowly over the line. And there's Roble going. Final. There. That was for today. Over. Congratulations, Nicky Jakovic, for his win again. 2nd place for Petrol. And the 3rd place in the last lap for Megadeth. Well, join us again next week for another race of ACRL. Round 5.